ShopDog says welcome back to another Pontiac video. He's a little worked up because it's kind of cold in here. It's a little cold outside. I've been gone for a week, so we're running the overhead right now because it's 53 in here. And it's just a little brisk. So we're going to, let's see, today I think once it warms up enough in here, Pixie is going to work on the dash. We are going to continue remembering what on earth we were doing, getting these drilled and tapped and getting this front level sensor in, and then we'll probably review footage from last week to make sure what it was we were planning to do back there. I think I remember, but yeah, we got to get these level sensors done. It is chilly out now. Tonight will be 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Tomorrow we're gonna hit 36 as a high. It's that time of year. Winter is a thing here. So welcome back. Okay, so getting these guys tapped. We'd already cleared this hole down here. We had drilled these but not tapped them yet last week, so just got one done. I'm gonna pull that back out and then I'll tap that one, and then this tape can come off. And then if you recall, on these sensors, it's a snug fit with the stainless bolt we want. Yeah, the head of these against that, you know, well, you can see it's a snug fit, so that takes a few minutes to put those in. And we now have that mounted. The astute will notice it's not perfectly flat. You can see up here where we did that. It felt like it was binding a little bit, and we didn't want to risk it, so we Loctited and cross-threaded a bolt in there and ground it off so that, you know, take care of that hole, and just added a new hole a little lower. Remember, this is all adjustable, it doesn't matter, but we just did not have a good warm feeling about how it was pulling the body, so we went and made it where it's a little flatter. So when you look at it, you can see there's a lot of curves here, so trying to find the spot where we're not distorting this housing, you know, it was worth taking an extra 10 minutes and making sure we're not going to break anything. We're about to check it. So you can see we're all the way down on the bump stop, and I'm inside that window. So now I'm going to raise her up. I'm going to hold the light like a person. There. So it's coming up. Got a little bit to the bump stop. It's coming up on the bump stop soon. Close. Okay, and she is hard on the stop right there. And look, inside that window, just like they wanted. Well, if you're straight on, you can see it. So if you don't remember from last video, oh, sorry, Dan, let me drop you. We were listening to DD Speed Shop. So remember, they want it to start from the inside on one side, and when it goes to the other side, it's on the inside of the other side. And that is what we did. ShopDog says, this is always sketchy under here. But notice how that bag is all caved in, and this bag still has air in it. You know, it's still really hard. So, obviously, we know which one leaks. We just got to figure out where that one leaks. And we've got to remember what we were doing here. I'm pretty sure it involved working in this pocket way up there, and that we had to shorten those, reaching down in here because we were worried about the e-brake cable. So should be interesting. We just got to remember what we wanted to do and figure out how to make it happen. Dog is getting anxious, so we had to drop the car because we wanted to make sure all the air was out of the rear bags. But to do that, you got to start the car. And ShopDog said, oh, I didn't like that. Still exploring. And you'll notice we took an arm off of here. And that might be kind of where it has to go. But now one of the things I need to know is how close is this going to get to the center line of that point before I go through the tremendous awkward effort it's going to take to put that in. So we're going to go get the little jack and we're going to cycle that and see just how bad that is from the center of that out. I believe that's my mark. And I know it's all centerline stuff, so I'm not even going to have to monkey with that. I'll just run one end of that in there, move it up and down, raise and lower that, and make sure I'm not going to hit. It's rather terrifying the way we're set up right now. It's safe, but it's spooky. So yeah, getting ready to figure out how to get in there and drill those holes now that I've got them marked, and we sure looks like that'll clear. Just got to figure out how to drill in there now. This is a great area to work. Oh my God, this is terrible. Once again, we're not sure how, but we're plugging another hole and tapping again. These things just, there is no play in them, and because of the way they're set up, on the other one, the very last one, we're just going to do the top one, get it all set, then like we just did here, we ran an arc, and then we'll drill the second one. It's just no slop at all, so you gotta be real careful. Just like up front, it's that little tiny arc with the wrench and a little tiny arc with a wrench, and what do? It is tight in there, but we didn't use screws, we used bolts, so gotta get a wrench on there. But we think this is going to be sturdier in the long run. Now that we have that installed, and I have an end started on it up there, now what we want to do is figure out where on this arm we need to be. I needed to make sure we were all the way at full droop so that I can set our screw here and kind of pick our straightforward spot. I'm going to locate where I think I want to be, and then we're going to drop this down, jack this all the way up. One, make sure we don't hit anything, which we shouldn't, and two, make sure that we don't go past that point when we're all the way up. That's going to tell us where on this arm we have to be. But I'm going to pick an arbitrary spot and start from there. I'm going to try to film this, but we'll see. So I'm here, I'm still right where I want to be, and he's going to start bringing up the jack. So we'll see how that works. Like I said, I may be too far forward on the arm. I may not be far enough forward on the arm. But you can see it's moving every time he pumps it. And don't worry about where that cable is. That's not going to be in our way when we're done. So far so good. I know this takes 100 years. But we are getting into the spot that we're worried about. So see, I'm still holding that point, pointing there. And we can see how much that has moved. So, yeah, you can just let that hang. It ain't hurting nothing. Don't want to get crushed somewhere. Okay, we're at the top. At the top of the jack. Yeah, we're still a couple inches off of that, so we're gonna have to get creative. So, okay, we'll be back. Okay, we are spooky buggers, but it worked. So that gave us that little bit so we could be on the bump stop, so we could prove to ourselves that with a little bend, that is in our window and gives us plenty of extra. So now we're just going to do our return arc, make sure we're happy, and if we are, we'll cut this and try again. We've done the come down with the jack, and you can see no interference there at all. And now he's going to bring it down, and ignore the cable, that's not where it would go. And now he's bringing it down. So see, I'm holding my hand like I'm that end. Oh God, we don't come close to any of that. The only thing I'm worried about is all the way at the bottom, because nothing else is even an issue. Okay, and oh, that'll work awesome. Perfect. We figured out our dimensions. Okay, just got done yelling at a guy on the thing because he doesn't know what a cocktail shaker is. He calls it a shaker can, but he's wrong. Anyway, we just jacked this side all the way up again, just like the other side, to make sure we were going to get the sweep and that it wasn't going to hit anything. And we're pretty happy with it, so I'm getting ready to trim it for the bolt to be here. We'll get that on, and I'll show you guys what this looks like in a minute. Okay, well, my light's getting dim, but you can see we now have this one in as well. So we're pretty happy about that. What a pain this is. This is not as easy as we thought it would be, but, you know, it is what it is. We just got to do the wiring on this. And with any luck, it all works. Okay, we decided to go ahead and start the car and throw some air in the tank and fill the bags up so we can finish getting it off the stands. You can see down there. And then we haven't wired it in yet, but oh my God. This has been a lot harder than we thought. So I'll be back in a minute. We've got the car all the way up as high as she'll go. So Diesel's going to shut her down. We're going to let it fume for a minute, and then we're going to close that pneumonia hole because it's chilly outside and it's somewhat warmish in here. So now we're off all the jack stands. You can see now we already know how we want to route these front ones. We haven't quite looked at the routing in the rear yet. But look at, there's that guy. And there's the one over there. And these crazy ones back here. And then we know that something was kind of slow leaking on that side. I reattached everything as best you can, but there's only so much you can do. So we just want to see if it's just one of the connections leaking. So we'll find out. Hopefully it's not the actual valve, but it could be. Oh, you got a bubble?
I got a bubble.
Okay. Well, now at least we know where it is. Let me see if I can show the people.
Yep. Let me spray it again.
You spray. Wow, the exhaust is still warm, isn't it?
You're going to see it's the top of the elbow there. You're going to have to get underneath it and look. See the bubbly? Oh, it just popped.
Okay, I see it. Yeah. All right. Well, at least it's the elbow on the outside, not the one on top of the thing, because removing those is really fun. So, okay. We're going to let that decompress, and then we know we have to replace that, which is still not going to be fun. But we've got more of those. We're not even going to monkey with it. Okay, we just checked our full up height and made sure we were in the windows on all the sensors. And now he's getting ready to do our full down height. And then we'll pick the car back up and make sure that all our sensors are still in their windows. So see, right now he's bringing the back down. And now he's bringing the front down. And once everybody is about zeroed, the problem is we doesn't have the car on. So it'll time itself out. Even though we're letting air out. Okay. And the last one. Okay, so everybody's bottomed out. We're going to pick the car back up and make sure we remember that little window that slides. Put a new fitting on up there. So that was not as easy as we'd hoped it would be. Okay, we have fixed that. And now we're going to try to air the car up again, which of course means the car's going to have to run. So apparently Kevin had never heard the term pneumonia hole for a window before. So that was pretty funny. So we're just going to air the car up. So you can kind of hear it running in there. So I don't know if you can hear it or not. It may or may not come through the video. That's me being facetious. But he's going to air the car all the way up, and we'll go from there. This time there's no bubbles. Here, let me zoom you guys in, if I can. Ah, somebody took the light away. Yeah, somebody else is under here. Yeah, the bubbles quit. So, let me just change the fitting again. So there. Now I think we're finally somewhere. You may notice that those haven't been run yet, because this took forever. So we're calling it a day. But we've got the car sitting up as high as she'll sit. We don't think there's any more leaks at this point. So come back in a couple days, see if it's still sitting up. Got a few things to work out yet, like how we want to route wires. We think we know how we want to do the fronts. Got to kind of look at the rears. But overall, we're pretty happy with the fact that we got those sensors in there. That's a project. It's not for the faint-hearted. The instructions are pretty loose. So, I don't know. We're all getting kind of tired. We're not even going to monkey with the tools at this point. I'm going to back up, pan on some of the fun Pontiac people here. Ask them how they like to end the video.
Thanks for watching.
Shop Dog Short. Notice, it looks like the car is exactly where we left it.